Welcome to the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist, coming to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Call us today at 843-957-3872.
Happy New Year, and as we get the year started, let's get your financial picture in focus by getting a budget and getting those spending habits looked at. Reach out to me at coachwestc@gmail.com and we'll get you off to a good start.
This segment is sponsored by Bobby Clary State Farm. Call 843-438-6000. Bobby Clary State Farm, here to help life go right. All right, guys, welcome back into episode 40 of the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist, reporting to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in sunny North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We are back, episode 40, and we've got an interesting one for you today.
Interesting is
one way to spin it.
One way to spin it. It is interesting.
Yeah.
I cannot believe some of the stuff coming out.
Yeah, so we're talking about the USAID, which is the Agency of International Development, aka the United States Agency of Scams. Is what I would probably label it.
Kind of seems that way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've got a nice little list here. I'll go ahead and start rattling these off. Try not to laugh because these are real expenditures. Okay.
We gotta laugh instead of crying.
Right.
Because this money.
I don't know. You might start crying.
Tax money.
You might start crying. So I'm going to start. Some of the most insane USAID spending that was recently found. $2 million for Moroccan pottery classes.
$2 million. Okay,
$2 million.
We got to talk about it a little bit. $2 million for in Morocco, or
in Morocco on pottery classes. Yep.
Okay.
For them to be able to do pottery. $2 million for promoting tourism to Lebanon. So obviously that was just money washed to somebody. $20 million for a Sesame Street show in Iraq.
Sesame Street in Iraq.
Yeah. Yep. $20 million. Sending Ukrainians to Paris Fashion Week. They didn't put an amount for that.
Ukrainian politicians?
Yep. Yep. $1.5 million for DEI in Serbia.
Well, we know why that is, because this last administration was all about DEI and everywhere.
Yeah. $70,000 for a DEI musical in Ireland.
I heard about that one.
$47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia.
I mean, that's more than some people make a year.
Right.
That's crazy.
$32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala.
In Guatemala?
Guatemala.
Okay.
$6 million for tourism in Egypt. $1 million to help disabled people in Tajikistan become climate leaders. $15 million for contraceptives and condoms in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan.
Well, I could make a case for that. No reproduction over there. Maybe that's still bad work. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, that's just the one list that I have so far. There's more.
There's $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan.
Yep.
Disinformation.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
What could possibly be going on over there?
Yep.
Oh,
$11 million to tell Vietnamese to stop burning trash. $150,000 for Korean kids to visit Washington, D.C. $40 million to build schools in Jordan. I think that's about all I have on this list. Yeah, that's about all I have.
Jeffrey Epstein was getting paid in 2023. Kaiser Foundation Health Plan Incorporated. Didn't say how much.
They paid.
Jeffrey E. Epstein, director, $265,915.
Lovely. That tells you all you need to know right there. So basically, however much money USAID basically gave money to sex trafficking. They funded sex trafficking, in theory.
We knew that anyway.
Well, we knew that anyway, but yeah.
That was CIA probably,
yeah.
wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, probably.
I need to get cameras on my door, because if we keep talking like this, I'm going to get visits, aren't we?
Yeah, probably. The USAID also sponsored celebrities to get backing to visit Africa. They paid spent $20 million getting Angelina Jolie to go to Africa.
So that big thing about her going to Africa was all paid for by tax. Oh, wow.
Yep. $4 million for Ben Stiller to go over there. I think there was $5 million for Orlando Bloom to go over there. I'm rattling off the top of my head. And there's one other person that got $10 million. Sean Penn got $6 or $8 million to go to Africa by USAID. Yeah. Yeah, I've never had any travel expenses that came close to those amounts. I don't know about you. Maybe you've done some luxurious traveling,
No,
but
no, nothing. No way.
I mean, so I've just rattled off like 15 cases of pretty much for sure fraud.
Yeah.
And people are up in arms saying Elon shouldn't be doing what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm looking at a clip right now on Twitter. It shows Schumer out there trying to start a chant, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Omar out there outside the Treasury Department. Oh, USAID administrative offices. David Mintz, a Democrat from California. Imagine that. And finally, what's her name? Feinstein. The other one, I can't think of her name. But she's here, all of them ranting about this thing, and then right beside it's got a picture of North Carolina, Western North Carolina, zero outrage.
Yeah.
California fires, zero outrage from these same Democrats, and then Hawaii, zero outrage from these people.
Yeah.
So, again, like you said in our episode on Monday, these people are just worried about their ticket.
Oh yeah,
getting lost.
their meal tickets. Yeah. Just wait till they start auditing the. Now that RFK's been confirmed, just wait until they start auditing the NIH and.
Oh my God.
Oh boy! Elizabeth Warren's going to be running for the hills. Her and Uncle Bernie.
So, 4 hours ago, Liz Wheeler posted, a political scandal is worse than you think. It's not $8 million of Politico. It was $34.3 million that Politico has received from various swampy federal government agencies, and I guess not just USAID. And Politico is supposed to be a kind of a news outlet, right? So why are they paying all this money to Politico?
It shouldn't be.
They're showing the receipts. USA spending.gov, receipt to Politico LLC, $34.3 million with 1,349 transactions.
Yeah. This is crazy. It's crazy.
It's something else. And the list doesn't end there. They're just getting started.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah. Yeah.
$7.9 million to teach Sri Lanka journalists how to avoid binary gendering language. I think the rest of these you mentioned.
Yeah.
$1.5 million for the art for inclusion of people with disabilities. $6 million to transform digital spaces to reflect feminist democratic principles. $2.1 million to value the diversity of Libyan society. Help the BBC value that. $10 million worth to meals to Al Qaeda linked terrorist groups. Wow, this is just
it gets worse and worse. It gets worse.
$45 million for delighted to promote green transportation in the country of Georgia. I mean, as you go down this list, you just got to shake your head.
Yep.
$5 million to Eco Health Alliance, one of the key NGOs funding bat virus research. I did hear that today, that he'd uncovered where we'd literally put money into Wuhan. I mean, got receipts. We knew that.
I sent you that screenshot of that.
Oh, that's right. That was you.
Yeah. So we basically funded viruses at the Wuhan lab. So we basically created COVID, and then sold all Americans on these vaccines to treat it. It was like a big Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. And a guy on Glenn Beck today was saying, we need to step up and take responsibility too. 20 million people died.
Yeah.
Because we funded some research. Now, it's China's fault too, but well,
all the people that are behind that got those. Now actually, you know what makes sense now? All these pardons. Now it's starting to really make sense.
It really makes sense now.
Now it's really starting to make sense.
But not enough people got pardoned. Well, is Rand Paul over the health committee now? Is that what I heard?
I think so.
And he's got petition power, subpoena power, not petition, subpoena power.
Yep.
And he's going to call Fauci.
Yeah.
And it's going to put Fauci in a spot. He's either got to tell the truth or perjure himself, and then he can be prosecuted for perjury.
Yeah, which is where he needs to be in prison anyway. But
it looks $1.5 million to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem. What is a media ecosystem?
Nothing. They didn't do anything with it. It's just something fancy, so they laundered money.
$1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. $1.3 million to Arab and Jewish photographers. Wait a minute. $500,000 to solve sectarian violence in Israel just 10 days before the Hamas October 7th attack. $2.3 million for artisanal and small-scale gold mining in the Amazon. Why are we
Mm.
spending money to help somebody
Well,
mine gold?
well, we're not. It's just they're making this up, and they're not. That's not where it's going. It's being funneled to other things. Yeah. Elon did announce that they're searching the Medicare agency payment systems for fraud now, and apparently there's a lot of fraud that they're seeing in that they're about to expose to
What in
in the
which one?
Medicare
Yeah,
agency.
well, that's again one of our
Yeah.
biggest outlays, 1.6 million,
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
trillion.
Yep.
That one and Social Security, I think we're going to find a ton, and defense.
Yep.
We already know Pentagon, like I said before, has failed eight audits, I believe,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and they've lost billions of dollars they can't track.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I really think in those three programs alone, we could save probably $1.5 trillion.
Yeah. Yeah. This is crazy. I mean, and this stuff's all over. I mean, the X feed is blowing up.
Okay, so at what point does the legacy media start picking this stuff up?
They won't.
You still, with all this, you still don't think they'll
No,
say anything.
they haven't said a word yet, and it's all over the. I mean, it's all over the place. And you see anything about it on legacy media.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't know what it takes for them
How
to
can you
stop.
continue to ignore
Well, they're
something like
part of
this?
it. They're part of it, so they're not going to talk about it. So I think it's going to get to a point where the legacy media just completely corrupts, and it's just all independent journalism.
Is CNN off of X now? I guess CNN's off of X.
No, they're on X. Oh, maybe they are. I don't know. I thought.
No, they're still there. So the 1 hour ago, they talked about Pam Bundy being set to order to review the cases. Okay, so they didn't talk about it being sweared in. They just said that she's set up to order a review of cases brought against Donald Trump, including the hush money case.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep, I'm reading their Twitter for the last 4 hours. They have not mentioned
No.
anything about any of this going on.
Yeah. Attorney General Pam Bondi has frozen federal funding to 220 sanctuary cities. That's a little bit of good news.
Wow. Yep, nothing there. And this is, I mean, I guess it's just supposed to be ignored, and so nobody will know about it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is wild. I mean, there's a lot going on out here. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for that. When life gets unpredictable, turn to a partner you can trust. At Bobby Clary State Farm, we've got you covered. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we're dedicated to providing personalized coverage that fits your needs. With our friendly and knowledgeable team, navigating your insurance options have never been easier. Visit bobbyclary.com or call 843-438-6000. Bobby Clary State Farm, here to help life go right.
Mortgage payment, insurance payments, credit card payments, they can be very overwhelming. Are you ready to take the time to get things under control? Then reach out to me at Clark Financial Coaching to see if we can get you started with a budget and then a vision for the future. Write me at coachwestc@gmail.com. That's coachwestc@gmail.com. Eisenhower Dental, located at 107 Waccamaw Medical Park Drive in Conway, a place where you can find all your dental services, including general dentistry, cosmetic, restorative, and pediatric dentistry. Reach out to them today at their website, eisenhowerdental.com, or call them at 843-234-3110, 843-234-3110, and tell them Wes the Economist sent you.
Thanks for listening to the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and X at DollarsCentsGS and on Facebook at Dollars and Cents. This segment is sponsored by Wave Beach Realty, 843-957-3872. Give us a call today. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm excited that this is all starting to get exposed, and it's just if you open X, like everybody is talking about all this. It is all over the place, and it's just crazy to me that if you turn on the TV though, it's just all they're talking about is how crazy Elon is, and Trump is radical,
and MSNBC's feed on X. Nothing. They're not mentioning nothing about any of this. How about the New York Times?
I doubt they're doing anything either. Yeah, Senator John Kennedy was saying, how was the president supposed to review the spending in the federal budget without actually reviewing the spending? He's like, that's what DOGE is doing. Yeah, he cracks me up. He is so funny.
He's
like, why? He was like, yeah, he's like, there's a lot of people that are going to be upset. He was basically calling them out and saying a lot of people are going to be upset when they keep doing this. But
3 hours ago, one guy said New York Times received $3.1 million in taxpayer funds, while the UK received $3.2 million.
Crazy.
So that's why they're not reporting anything.
Crazy.
This could take down the complete legacy media too if it
I
comes
hope
out
it
that all
does.
of them are doing it. $50 million in taxpayer dollars to New York Times.
Yeah.
New York Times, New York Times government funded media. Wow.
Yep.
And again, here's the receipts. New York Times Company obligations, outlays.
Oh, Bernie Sanders is upset.
Oh my
Here we go.
gracious!
Here we go. Elon
Is it about
Musk.
the onesies?
No, it's not about the onesies this time. The onesies, Mr. Kennedy. Do you or do you not support these onesies? No, he said Elon Musk, the richest man on earth, is dismantling USAID, which feeds the poorest children on earth. This is the oligarchy at its worst. Musk's actions are not only immoral and unconstitutional, they are counterproductive to our standing in the world. This guy's a clown. When you look at what the money's being spent on USAID, I don't know how anybody can combat shutting it down right now.
I don't either.
Like,
they
just
are.
read the stuff.
But they're not even doing it.
It's like it's your money,
Right.
and you guys are just like, yeah, it's fine.
Man, this stuff is pouring out. Okay, so Elon's obviously not doing this by himself.
No, he's got a team.
Is this team at each location doing this stuff? I mean, they're trying to lock him out. They're trying to make all these things to take him out, and it's just not working.
You can't. Yeah, the budget. It's like me going and analyzing my HOA budget and starting to and like making suggestions on like, hey, we got to fix this. This like you can't stop me from doing that. You can't stop him from analyzing the United States budget. We all have, as taxpayers, we all have a right to see that budget.
I don't think they believe that anymore, though. They
crazy.
really think that we don't have the capability. We're not intelligent enough. We don't have enough information to understand why they have to do this.
Well,
it's a bunch of crap.
The people have spoken.
They have, and that's what I go back to. They're trying to say that this is illegal. These unelected people are going through this stuff, but no, Trump was elected.
You know, it honestly makes it make more sense to me, like with the gun laws and everything they were trying to put in place. If you knew if the stuff that's going to be exposed, if we weren't able to actually combat it and didn't have somebody in there fixing it, and we found out all this stuff, we probably would bear arms and start taking back the government.
Yeah, well,
you know,
be careful, don't go too far.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too much further with that. I'm not.
You don't have to.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to do any of that. Right?
Exactly.
We've got somebody fighting for us as taxpayers and as humans.
1 minute ago, heartwarming moment as Trump brings kids up to signing ceremony for executive order banning transgenderism in women's sports. He's got all these girls around him, all of them smiling ear to ear.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who have been out of shape about that one too.
Yeah.
Talk about like feminism though. Imagine saying I'm a feminist, but I want men to pretend they're women and then beat women at their own sport. Like what nothing says like anti-woman more than allowing that. Like I just don't. Exactly. I'll never understand that mindset.
I don't either.
It's like don't tell me you love women and then say you want men to
look
women. Like women. Yeah, okay.
But they're women
with testosterone in their body, you know, and go over there and just beat the dog crap out of women in swimming and gymnastics and everything else, and tell me it's fair. Like it's crazy. It's insane. These people are sick in the head. Honestly.
I just saw one thing come across happened 4 minutes ago. It came. I like this. I like D'Souza. I like him.
Oh, Dinesh.
He does a lot of stuff on X and all that, just try to get clicks.
Yeah.
It says that the White House just had a major arrest, but I'm not seeing it anywhere else. So it makes me think it's another clickbait. Oh no, here we go. 6 hours ago, New York Post, Secret Service swarmed black-clad man who tried climbing over the White House fence after saying "F it."
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there he is climbing. Somebody's got video of it.
Yeah. So somebody, who is this? Congressman Maxwell Alejandro Frost.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I'm in an oversight committee right now. Ranking member Connolly just called for a vote to subpoena Elon Musk. Republicans outnumber us on this committee, but many weren't in the room. We'll see who wins this vote. We deserve transparency and answers. This girl I follow, Sarah Adams, who's like a CIA targeter. She's awesome. She's been on multiple podcasts. She said, oh, so you were on the oversight committee and didn't think USAID should undergo actual oversight? I love her.
Do they realize subpoenaing him is not a good thing for them?
Right, it's not. Yeah, because then he has to disclose everything. Yeah, it's like with the receipts.
With the receipts.
Yeah.
Come. Oh,
please subpoena him.
I'll take a break from here and come over. Across the street. Let me bring all this with me.
Yeah. A suitcase. Yeah, he'll come in a suitcase. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he's all about transparency, so I'm not worried about that at all. Like, subpoena him every day. Bring him, make him talk about everything. Yeah.
So, libs of TikTok. So, wait, you're telling me that my tax dollars funded a hit piece against me? So she's got a receipt from Associated Press, $619,000 given to the Associated Press by U.S. These are receipts off USAspending.gov.
Yeah.
So aren't all these accessible by the public?
They should be.
So this has all been out there,
Yeah.
but nobody would listen to it until this
Nobody would
happened.
listen to it. Yeah.
Um, let's see. Oh, AP. Yeah, they went into they're trying to blame TikTok. This was a while back
Mm.
for bomb threats and all. So, and they got money from the
Yeah.
federal government.
Wow. This is crazy. Just how much of a web we weave when we start digging down into
Yeah,
this,
it's just
buddy.
crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, this is just. It honestly doesn't seem real sometimes. Like the more I hear now, I'm like, it's just so blatant in front of us now, and it's just like they were getting away with this and thought this would just go on forever. I guess they were on a good pace of it never being found out. I mean, I just hope more people in the future like Trump run, like as far as like people who want to shake things up and
I
be
hope so.
transparent
I
and
hope
care about the
he's,
country and
and I've
not
heard it from
himself.
many places that maybe he's transformed politics.
I
But
hope
I
so.
hope so. But we got to be careful because if we let somebody back in 4 years, it could go right back to
It
what
just
we
go
had.
back to the good old boy
And actually,
launder
if
money
the
system.
pendulum swings back the other way too far, we actually could have what we just went through for 4 years doubled,
Yeah.
and all of our freedoms could be gone.
All right.
And that's what I don't understand is how people cannot see the last 4 years took away freedoms, and what we're doing now is giving freedom.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not we haven't hurt anybody. Now, I mean, I would say there was, a couple things Trump was doing with the Medicare and stuff up front, trying to mess with it. I don't know what's ended up coming of that, but I know there were some issues there. Like, there's a couple things he did, like, all right, maybe we should work out a solution before we start throwing out executive orders. A couple
Yeah.
things, but overall, he's batting like 95% right now.
Yeah, he's done. I mean, the Gaza thing.
Yeah, I don't know
As
about
an
that one either.
economist, I don't want the tariffs, but again, he's not using them as tariffs. He's using them as negotiating
Yeah,
tools.
I mean, yeah,
and it's worked.
yeah.
Except with China.
Yeah, which that's not surprising. China doesn't care about its own people; they'll tariff their own people. They don't.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, they
silly.
don't
You're not now somebody as soft as Trudeau, and I mean the Mexican government or the Mexican president and Trudeau are very soft, weak people in my opinion. You can push them over.
Yeah,
And I think he knew that, and
I
that's.
think the Mexican president is probably stronger than Trudeau.
I would say so. Yeah.
But I think I also think she's smarter than Trudeau. I don't
Well,
think a tariff on Canada would hurt Canada as bad. It would hurt them,
yeah,
but I don't think it would hurt them as bad as one on Mexico.
yeah,
I
yeah,
think she knows that.
yeah, yeah. Well,
And
there
she
you go.
also knows that the cartel's been in the government for years,
Yeah.
decades, and she also knows that all that stuff's coming in from China and going. I mean, they know that,
Oh yeah.
so you can't just ignore it.
No, no. They've done enough of that. I mean, we've been
Oh, no.
fighting a fake drug war since the '80s. I mean, my God, it's you got to do something about it, and you got to secure the border. I mean, that's rule number one. So it's getting interesting
Well,
out here.
I mean, a lot of things are happening here. U.S. Department of Justice, as of today, and I wonder if this has to do. It probably has something to do with Bundy being sworn in.
Yeah.
After years of harassment, FBI raids, device seizures. Former Project Veritas journalist Spencer Mead, Eric Cochran, and James O'Keefe won't face charges for their Ashley Biden diary investigation. I don't know if you've been following that,
Mm-mm.
but they basically came in to possession of Ashley Biden's diary.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of explosive stuff in it, and it's been hidden for years.
Mhm.
And they literally broke into his apartment on a search on a journalist, and this stuff should freak people out. I mean, they literally went after conservative journalists over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And there's just got filed. They've dropped all charges, and there will be no future charges. So they finally backed off.
Oh wow.
So that's a big one too.
Yeah.
As you said, win, 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 and win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
where do we go from here is next.
I don't know. We'll stay tuned. I'm sure we'll have more tomorrow.
I'm sure they're going to attack. They're going to. Oh wow, what's this one? I mean, like you said, this stuff's coming up.
It's coming up by the minute.
It's Angola $295,000 on foreign border security. Armenia $400,000. Iraq
Yeah.
$500,000. Syria $1 million. Indonesia $1.8 million.
Yeah.
Georgia $150,000. And the list goes on, but total of $12.1 million spent on other people's borders to secure them.
Yeah. Crazy.
I know we keep going. Is anything else stand out to you before we cut this one off?
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, somebody just posted a Let's see. I don't even know. I don't know. There's so much
It's
on here
so
right
much
now.
on here.
It's crazy. Senator Chris Coons, Democratic, Delaware. USAID saves lives, makes peace, and protects our planet, stabilizes our world. If DOGE wins, Elon Musk wins, the cartels will win, terrorists will win, Russia will win, China will win. Okay, bro. These people are nuts.
They are. John Stossel just posted. You've heard me talk about him before.
Yeah.
The media are furious that Elon Musk is quickly dismantling USAID. But I say it's a good start. The agency spends $40 billion a year often on dumb things. And more cuts will also be needed. So the new media is going to take the lead on all this stuff.
Right.
Because as we just said, nobody in the legacy media is even covering it. And that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Woo. Boy, oh, boy.
All right. Well, I'm sure we'll revisit this soon.
Yeah. Let's see. Following the announcement of this is just about the Title IX stuff, and following the announcement of his new EO, President Trump threatens to pull federal funding and investigate schools for Title IX violations if they allow men to invade women's sports or locker rooms. Good for them. Good for them. Yeah, that stuff's. But that's just a joke. That should have never even been a thing. The fact that we have to reverse that is amazing to me.
It is.
I think I'll probably end on that note. But that's just crazy.
Well, the whole thing, and this will get me in trouble, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just back up to say it like this: if you, as an adult, want to be a different gender, you want to claim, I have no problem with
whatever.
it.
Do whatever you
do
want.
whatever you want. Don't though then invade a space of women because they fought so hard to make sure they had equality.
Right.
And then also, if you're under 18, don't be messing with them.
Right.
I mean, they're children.
Right.
I saw I was doing some research a while ago. I saw a lady up saying that her 3 kids were trans, and she knew all her friends were all had trans. And I'm thinking, okay, this is not that you're just proving that this is not a natural thing.
Right.
It's a mindset.
Right. Right.
It's a month ago. I saw a lady say, "Well, all 3 of my kids are transgender," and I'm thinking, okay, well, that's statistically impossible.
Right.
So obviously, something else is in play.
Yeah. Yeah. You're instilling a fake ideology in their head and making them. You're turning them into something they're not. I mean,
and again, if you're an adult,
whatever. If you decide you want to do that, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't affect me.
We've always protected kids, and I think
yes,
probably next.
He's
already done some of that. He's already stopped the surgeries and all, but we're in for a long battle.
Yeah.
And by the time the opposition get their feet on the ground, then we're going to see lawsuits. We're going to see more protests. I imagine we may even see some violence in the streets.
Oh, absolutely. I hate to say that, but I would imagine we would. It's almost guaranteed at this point because they're almost inciting it at this point.
Yeah, they are.
Elizabeth Warren's out here having a meltdown. She's doing speeches and rallying, and I mean she's there, and they don't like this. He's shaking things up, and they don't like it. Buckle up, America.
Here we go.
About to be a wild ride.
See you on Friday.
Yep. Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872.
Want to know more about economics? Then look for my podcast, Econ Sense, in Apple and Spotify, or reach out to me at west.the.economist@gmail.com. It's west.the.economist@gmail.com.
You looking to buy a property in North or South Carolina and need financing assistance? Give Motto Mortgage Coastal Pros a call today. We specialize in residential loans in both North and South Carolina and can meet all your residential home loan needs. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872. Thanks for listening to the Dollars and Cents Podcast with Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to send us your topics and give us feedback at dollarscentsgs@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram and X at dollarscentsgs. You can follow us on Facebook at Dollars and Cents. Listen to us on the podcast format at Dollars and Cents Podcast. And you can also find us on YouTube at the Dollars and Cents Podcast.